Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Schmear on the Shore podcast, brought to you by the Ohio Guys Productions, powered by RealNerdCorp.com, live on twitch.tv/comic and GameCorp. If you didn't already know, I'm your host for this evening. You can just go ahead and call me Pariah Carey. I'm also the Crown Vic of podcasting. My name is Alex Swisher, and joining me, as always, my trusty co-host. A lot of people know him as the Jackal, but I call him Chad Porto.
Pariah Carey.
Pariah Carey's so good. So if you know that reference, then you know that episode 2 of the Schmear on the Shore podcast, we're going to be talking about the movie Stick It. So I was discussing this with my girlfriend. I was like, yeah, I don't really know if this is a summer movie, but it was released in April, and it was kind of summery. I mean, the opening scene of this movie has to take place during the summer.
Well, no, it doesn't, because it's Texas, and she was wearing way too much clothing.
They are in Texas. Well, what I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, the stylistic choice of hiding that she's a girl.
So let's get that, because there were a few things in this movie that didn't just irk me; they rubbed me the wrong way. The first one was that whole, "Oh, look, the girl can do everything the boys can do" trope. And that's only done when it's like, oh, who's this rad BMXer? Oh, he's so cool, but he's actually a she. And I'm like, even in 2005, that was fucking cliche. Like, have we learned nothing? Like, don't fake us out. Like, there was a better way to do that intro. Granted, the scene was cool as fuck. Because, like, it opens up with like, this dude. So, the best line, I think, in the whole movie was delivered in the first 16 seconds. The dude walks up and goes, "Dude, get out of the pool." Because it's, like, an empty pool at an empty lot. And the guy's like, "No, man, we were here first." And the other guy's like, "Skate you for it." He goes, "It's too..." He's like, the guy goes, "It's too deep for you anyway." And the guy goes, "You're not good enough for it." And I'm just like, I don't know why I thought that was so good. Just fucking slammed him for no reason. I love it. Like, let's do this. I'm in. Let's do this. I'm in. So they do this whole fucking intro, and like the "oh my god, I can't believe it's not a boy" BMXer drops in and does like all these cool little moves and then flies through a fucking window. I thought that was great.
Like, she has this sets her up to be like the most prodigal athlete of all time.
Yep. She's Tony Hawk with tits.
Well, I mean,
she's Tit Hawk.
Dave Mirra.
Well, okay. Who fucking knows who Dave Mirra is in 2020, right? Dave Mirra BMX is long and dead. When was the last of that franchise anyway? 2004, 2004, God, before this movie even came out? I think Dave Mirra might be dead, and I feel kind of bad.
I don't know, honestly. I'm looking up the
he
top
died
20.
In 2016.
That's rough.
I'm sorry. I forgot. He killed himself. They think he may have had CTE.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Rest in peace, Dave Mirra.
Turns out when you fall on your head a lot, it doesn't matter if it's in a pro wrestling mat, a boxing ring, or with a plastic helmet. You're going to fuck your brain up. So try not to do it.
Matt Hoffman.
I know who that is, but only because, like, this was my genre. But, like, no.
I legit found an article with the top 20 BMX riders of all time, the top 20 legends of BMX of all time, and I recognize 3 names.
Yeah, I bet
those 3 names.
I bet you if you looked up the top 20 inline skaters of all time, you'll recognize 0.
Number 11, Dave Mirra, and then I recognize number 2 and number 1. Number 2, Ryan Nyquist, and number 1, Matt Hoffman.
Ryan Nyquist. I think they were all in, like, there was like an entire, if I remember correctly, there was like a game where like a bunch of skaters and BMXers were in it together, I think. I can't remember.
Hoffman was in American Wasteland. I remember that. along with like Rick Sanchez, I think.
Is that a movie or a game?
American Wasteland was a game. That was the one that came out right after Underground 2. Yeah, they came out with Thug 1, Thug 2, and then Thaw, which was Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, which is my favorite in the series.
I'm trying to remember where Ryan Nyquist showed up.
I don't know. I don't know why I recognize his name. He's probably just been in shit that I've seen. I guarantee you, he was probably in something to do with Jackass.
He was in Dave Mayer's BMX Freestyle.
Okay.
Which was like the only version of the game anyone played.
Yeah.
So anyway, she drops in like Ryan fucking Nyquist, but bottoms out like a member of Jackass.
Well, like she hits all of her tricks and she could have easily stopped, and then like she proved her point because like so the skater dude comes off the roof, goes down the slide, he goes up the ramp, but when he comes back down, he bails out.
Yeah, but
he's like, yeah. So he's like, all right, well, at least I got off this slide. Like I think the whole point was like he got off the slide and was still going, and then he hit the side of the pool that they were in, and then when he came back down, he whiffs. But she goes down the slide, lands it, goes up, does another fucking cool trick, comes back down, and is still good. And she could have stopped right there, but then she just kept going and going and going, and crashed through the window of this house that was being constructed, and then wedges the bike wheel into a railing.
Yeah, and then fucking genius that her friend is opens the front door for no reason, and the alarms go off, so they scatter. And only she gets caught.
Yeah, also, they set it up very fast that, like, oh, the cops in Plano apparently know her by name.
Yup. One cop in specifically.
Yeah. The one cop comes over the fucking, the sound system on his car, and he's just like, Haley, are you gonna run, or are you just gonna make this easy for us? Is basically what he says.
Well, it was a her because it was the chick in the opening of like the courthouse scene.
Oh yeah, well her as well. Also that sets up. All right, so basically, she gets arrested, and the judge tells her that she owes like $14,000 in property damage.
Yeah, it's like 14 or 12 or 25,000. It's something ridiculous.
How?
Well, you know, depending on how much damage, because like you got to remember, if you chip away at like certain types of like stone, you have to replace the entire thing. And
yeah, true.
The pool and the deck was all stone.
The pool, the deck, they rode off the roof.
Yup.
I'm sure that window was made of Venetian glass.
Venetian glass. I don't think that's a thing.
Venetian glass is absolutely a thing.
Is it?
Yeah, swear to God.
Venetian glass. It's obviously glass from Venice. Venetian, look at that. You're right. It's thought to have been made for over 1,500 years, and a production has been made concentrated on the Venetian island of Murano since the 13th century.
So that window was obviously made of Venetian glass.
Obviously, it wasn't, because Venetian glass isn't actually used in windows. It's made glassware.
I know.
Well, I didn't, so I'm explaining. I don't want to own any Venetian glass. It's all terrible looking. Except for this one thing. This one thing's pretty cool.
You have to send me a picture.
It's just a vase or a vase. It's like nothing about it is like, oh yeah, oh, that's super cool. No, I just think it's interesting. That's not even what I sent you. Fuck.
I would call that a bowl.
Yeah, that ain't it. This might be it. Let's see if I did it right this time. There we go.
Oh yeah. All right, yeah.
Right, like the one on the left. Like that would be cool. Like it's not a piece that you would do anything with. Like it would just be like decorative.
That is that is a Voss of I have money that I don't know what to do with.
I have so much money. I just buy things to put things in, but I don't actually put anything in them because I have so many other things that they're already in.
So she owes $14,000 in property damage or something like that. I guarantee you it tells me on the Wikipedia.
Right. Nope.
Nope, it doesn't. This is horseshit.
It's a lot of money. It's in the 5 digits.
Yes.
It's either like 12,000 or 24,000, something like that.
So she gets arrested. She owes all this money, and she's either told that she has to go to Texas Military Academy, or she has to go to Vickerman Gymnastics Academy.
Well, they just say VGA though, because they don't want you to know what it is.
Yes.
It's either the Military Academy or VGA. And the judge goes,
VGA.
I'm going to give you the choice. Which one would you like to go to? And she goes, Military Academy, please. And the judge goes, VGA it is. Gonk.
Yeah. So there's like a scene. She goes home. She gets dropped off by this lady who apparently works for the courts, or is like a cop or something. And she's like, it's going to be a 3-hour drive. Take as much time as you need. So she goes inside and she starts trying to pack her shit, but she can't find anything. And her dad walks in. She's like, what'd you do with all my shit? And I was like, all right. It's like, if that was my dad, I would have got popped in the mouth.
That was John Grise, by the way. You ever see Real Genius?
No.
Oh, my God, you heathen. He was in... He's in a bunch of Supernatural episodes, but yeah, I don't think you saw him in those. Those were in the later seasons. He played a guy... He played an ex-hunter who ends up getting... self-admitted to a psychiatric hospital because of all the shit he's seen.
Okay. I don't know.
He played Stravinsky in Psych.
Oh, gotcha.
That one you remember?
Yes.
How do you remember who Stravinsky was?
I remember a fair amount of shit that doesn't matter for shows that like hold no weight in the real world.
Is the 9th episode of season 5. Find themselves in the midst of a spy thriller. Oh, he was the dude who was always moving around with the computers. Okay, I remember him now. He was also Uncle Rico.
And you saying that has immediately constructed a perfect image of him from the show in my head.
Thank you.
Like that, like
you're welcome.
That again is like one of those things where it's like the chest is in there. All you have to do is insert the key to unlock it, and then it just floods my brain.
Well, he played in Real Genius. He played Laszlo Hollyfollowed, and he was one of the best characters in that movie. And Val Kilmer was at his best in that film, so you need to go check it out. It's good. So, her dad is like, you used to be a good, kid. Like, I don't know what happened. And she's like, you used to be a good dad, so we'll call it even. And I'm just like, huh. And like the thing was, like, there's no reason for her to be as upset with him as she is. So we don't ever see him for the rest of the movie, right? Like, we find out why she's a head case, right? Later on in the movie, we find out why. And it has nothing to do with him. So, like, why is she so mad at him always? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, I understand why she gets mad at her mom.
Oh, yeah,
she has every right to be mad at her mom. But, like, her dad literally did nothing.
And, like, the dad in court even's like, I don't know what her name is. We're just going to call her Joanne, too. And he's like, damn it, Joanne, you left us.
See if I can find Alice Graham.
Yeah. He was like, Alice, damn it, you left us.
Yeah. It really is just one of those things where it's like, she's just being an asshole to her dad for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
So, she gets in the car to go to be taken to the VGA, and they get like 2 minutes down the street when the fucking dumbass one and dumbass. Yeah.
Kellen Luntz and Jonathan Patrick Ameradori. Their names are Poot and Frank.
And Poot. You have to be fucking kidding me.
I am not.
So, no, all right. They literally roll up on her and they're like, where are you going? And she's like, oh, I'm going to juvie. And the one, I think it's Frank, goes, I can't believe you didn't name names. I'm like, you fucking idiot. She's probably a cop.
No,
or
she's a court appointed guardian.
Like,
she can't do shit.
Yeah, but then she could literally serve as a witness because they literally go like, they literally admit to being there.
Yeah, well, yes, but no. Really, all he says is, I can't believe you didn't name names, and she said something to the effect like, I wouldn't do that. So, like, they didn't really admit to anything. They just acknowledge that they know that she wasn't the only one there, and that's not technically a crime.
Like 5 seconds later, the one blonde kid goes, "You got to admit that trick was pretty sweet, though, huh?"
Again, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily there. You can't prove my clients are innocent.
Why would you defend these idiots?
Because who the fuck else would? I mean, come on. These two have inhaled so much exhaust fumes in their life.
No, they're fucking huffing spray paint.
They're whatever. They're huffing a lot of shit. They're clearly not that smart.
Bunch of fucking morons. So anyways, they throw her a cell phone and they're like, give us, I'll steal my brother's. You can text me or call me or whatever. And then they drive from Plano to Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she shows up and it's her ultimate nightmare, the Vickerman Gymnastics Academy. Run by legendary coach Bert Vickerman, played by Jeff Bridges. So yeah, when she gets there, she's basically just a fucking slouch. She's like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna fucking be a dick until you send me to military school. And then, and again, she's just causing problems for everybody because she has to rebel against the system.
Mm-hmm.
We get introduced to what will eventually become her teammates being, let's see here. Let me find their names. So, Joanne Cheris, I believe is her name, played by Vanessa Lengies. They also do this thing where it like shows like their height and weight and like their astrological sign. And for Joanne's, her fucking astrological sign was bitch. It's like, God, this movie's so 2006.
Love it.
Best and then eventually you'll meet the other teammates, Maddie Curley, who plays Mina Hoyt, and Nikki Suhu, who plays Wei Wei Yong. So yeah, she's just causing problems for everybody. And Vickerman basically tells her, listen, Haley, if you just agree to compete, I'll train you. We'll take you to the championships. We'll win the prize money. You can pay off your debt. Go back to living your life. And her response is, fuck you.
Granted, this is a PG-13 movie, so it's more like, but that was what was implied.
Yeah. So she says, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not competing again. They keep referencing this thing basically with Worlds and that she walked out of the World Championships because of some reason. It'll get explained, extrapolated later. So she goes back to the the dorm, I guess you would call it, where all of the girls are staying, because all the girls are staying on the campus of this gymnastics.
So you're skipping a major point. Before
the point where
So the girls are training, and Vic is trying to get her to join in, but she's dicking around. And so to punish Haley, he makes everyone else run laps, basically saying, until Haley participates, you're going to be running. So now the entire academy hates her because of her selfishness. Right.
Also, there was a scene where Vickerman is just telling every gymnastic mom everything that they want to hear. Your daughter's got so much potential. She's nothing like we've ever seen before. she's definitely going to the Olympics.
Yeah, I think we had a 3-year gold. Did I just say gold? I meant goal. Gold happens a lot around here. So, like, he's the ultimate smodgy recruiter guy. And I love him. He's
just telling them what they want to hear.
Right. Well, and to be fair, these moms are so vapid and dense, they wouldn't understand that there's benefits beyond the Olympics, like full ride to college, like what Joanne is going to get in the series. Like, she's like, you're gonna have Division I scouts looking at you, Joanne, and her mom's upset that she might not make the Olympics. Bitch, she gonna go to $100,000 a year fucking institution, and all she gotta do play on a bar. Like, Dad, what? You mad? Whoa.
Yeah, like, okay, so she doesn't go to the Olympics now, but if she goes to this very good school with a great gymnastics program, she could go to the Olympics in,
or even if she doesn't,
3 years.
Like, she could still just get a good education for free.
Yeah, true.
Like, upsides.
Yeah. So then we get to the scene where she goes to walk into the dorm, but the door is locked, and she's like, "Come on, guys, let me in." And they're like, "No, you can sleep outside."
Yeah, thanks for making us run, bitch.
Yeah. So she's sitting on the steps of the dorm course.
Doesn't even buy her food. Doesn't let her eat his leftovers. She just has sugar water. Sugar water. Yeah, she's pouring packets of. If she's blown out like a nostril because of her nasally delivery, and she sounds like goddamn Shredder now, cool. I can work with that. But peak Franny from the fucking nanny was the worst. Like, her, Becky Lynch are like 1-2 in the worst voices I've ever heard in my life listing. Seth Rollins is number 3.
You're not a fan of the man, Seth Rollins.
I thought the man was his wife.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're not a fan of the Monday Night Messiah?
Yeah.
Fucking hate everything. All right, so they have like this whole. It's not even like a heart-to-heart. They don't even have the heart-to-heart yet.
He basically just tells her, Haley, no one cares what you do. And then he drives off and leaves her there.
Yeah, straight up. He's like, whether you compete or you don't, nobody really cares. Like, our lives are going to move on with or without you. And then he's like, you can either come back and train or I guess see you never.
He doesn't even say that. He literally just says, I don't care what you do, Haley. No one cares.
Yeah.
And he's like, the gym's 5 miles that way. See ya.
Take a ride at the gas station.
Right, like that. And then she fucking decides that she's going to run in her Chucks and floppy pants and goes 5 miles. In the moonlight in backwoods Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
That's how girls go missing, right? Like,
she wouldn't even be missing. She'd be dead.
She might be dead and missing. We don't know. A lot of unsolved crimes out there.
Well, she does decide to return because, let's be honest, she's not really going to run back to Plano.
Well, and she does say something that, in a different context of a movie, I'm thinking of, I think it was like Officer and a Gentleman with, what's his name, Richard Gere.
Yeah.
And like one guy goes, why are you even here? And he goes, I got nowhere else to go. And like it's like this big emotional moment. But then, they flip it on the air on this one. She goes, what are you doing? Like, I don't have anywhere else to go. And I think he basically said, not my problem. And he just drives away. So she decides that she's going to tough it out with the academy. But she's like, I ain't going to get back into shape in front of these robots. And he goes, fair enough. You can train in the shitty gym that has caused more broken legs than a Seth Rollins curb stomp. Granted, I know it doesn't break legs. I know. Shut up. I had nothing.
So my thing is like she doesn't want to train in front of everyone else, but then everybody else is using the shitty gym too.
There was one shot. Yes. There was one shot where she's like doing something, and behind her shoulders, you see 2 other girls. And I'm like sitting there going, huh? And then at one point, Wei Wei and Mina were spying on her, but like it was supposed to be that like, no one else trained in this gym but her. And then you see like a shot of 2 other girls training in the fucking gym with her, and then you see Wei Wei and Mina, and it's like, wow, they have no security at this place.
It really is just fucking pointless. So, and then is this where it just goes into like the full-on training montage?
Yes, and she does that whole spiel about, you know, if you're a gymnast, you don't like falling, you love it. And I thought that was kind of I liked it. That was
It was a good line.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And thank God I love falling.
Yeah.
But this was also the line where she dropped that really just irked me. Where she's like, you know, being an elite level gymnast is harder than being a Navy SEAL. There's only 200 elite gymnasts, but there's 2,000 Navy SEALs. And 1, I don't think either of those numbers are accurate. And 2, no. On day 12 of your attempt to get into Navy SEAL or Green Beret, I think it's Navy SEALs, called Hell Week, which is actually 2 weeks, which is just why. Just getting screamed at while you're in the middle of an ocean, freezing to death. I'm pretty sure you'd rather be hanging from a fucking bar for 2 hours a day. I'm just saying. Like, perspective.
Yeah. Also, quantity and quality are not the same.
Yeah.
You know,
there's only 200 Sears left. Don't make it better.
Yeah. It's just because there are a smaller number of elite gymnasts doesn't mean that there are what you're doing is harder than something else.
Yeah. It's not easy. Yeah. I'm not gonna sit here and,
no. By no stretch of the imagination.
It's a lot easier to be a pro golfer than it is to be a Olympic gymnast. Let's be honest.
Yes.
When what's his name? Sam Daly, Paul Daly, Fat Daly? I don't know his name. When he can be a pro golfer, not a real sport. It's a leisure activity.
Yeah. That sport in quotation marks lets you fucking smoke cigars at the holes.
Any sport that keeps out minorities and makes you wear the worst pants cannot be considered a sport.
Yeah. I don't consider golf a sport.
Neither do I.
I consider ultimate frisbee a sport more than I consider golf a sport.
I mean, you do actually have to run an ultimate frisbee, unlike golf.
I know. I played ultimate frisbee in college. It's not easy, and I ate dirt a lot for that game.
I also I have mixed feelings on how I feel about sports like gymnastics. Mostly because I don't subscribe to the theory that you can have a sport where it's a judgment competition.
Yeah.
That to me sounds like a dance routine. That isn't to take away from dancers or cheerleaders or elite level gymnasts, but when the only way you can win is if someone judges you to win, not a sport. Like combat sports, the only reason there's judges is to make sure people don't die.
Pretty much.
You can ultimately end that fight yourself, and a lot of people do. So that's a sport. But when you're only being graded on I think you got a 9.5. Like, no, that's a judgment. That's not a sport. It's no different than a fucking pageant. Only this one's a lot harder to do.
Yes.
God knows I couldn't do half this shit. Like I watched the one where she had her legs out and she was climbing that fucking rope without her legs. I'm just like, even at my peak, I don't think I could have done that. It's fucking hard.
Not even kidding. I know I'm injury prone. Like now, especially after my major injuries, I know that if I attempted to do anything to do with gymnastics, one, I could never be a gymnast because I'm 6'2". I'm too tall. I'm pretty sure most coaches would be like, no.
Well, it's not jockeying. You can be a tall gymnast.
I was talking to my girlfriend. She knew gymnasts at Ohio State, and she said that her male gymnast friend said that the tallest person on the male gymnast team was 5'8".
Tallest gymnast in Olympic history. Google, don't fail me now. The tallest female gymnast to compete in the Olympics was Marie Sophie Hinderman at 5'9". And the tallest male gymnast to win gold in recent years at the Olympics was Igor Cassi from Italy. He stands at 5'11".
Okay.
So it's not easy, but it's possible.
It's possible, but
not with your back and knees. Because if you do a triple sow cow, your knees are going everywhere.
My knee, yeah. I'm pretty sure that if I landed flat off the uneven bars like some of those girls did, I would just explode like a Lego.
Nope. If you did a bounce on the fucking trampoline, your knees are exploding like Hal Brothlosky.
Yes, I would go to do vault, and my knees would be left behind.
You would stand on the deck, and your knees would explode outwards, and you would just fall back.
I like the idea. I like the idea of running along the path to get to the vault. I hit the vault, and just like from the knee, from above the fucking what's the kneecap, the fucking
The kneecap.
Yeah, from the kneecap, from just at the thigh up, that goes over the vault. But from the kneecap down, my feet are just glued to the vault.
Mine makes little sense, but it's even better. You sprint down, you hit the vault, you land. You're like, yeah. You look back, and your knees and feet are still at the starting line, and there's just bloody nubs all the way to the vault.
Oh no! I'm not even like in pain. I just go, not again. Oh man. So yeah, it again to make our point concise.
It's hard.
It's not. It's hard. We're not gonna sit here and pretend like it's not. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like she's right for even a second. It's not as hard as being a fucking Navy SEAL. But never in a million years would I ever imagine that I could ever do anything that these girls were doing.
I think I could do all of the training. Like, not like the actual movements, but like that holding on to the railing with your legs out. Oh, I could fucking do that with ease. I'm really good at dealing with internal pain to an unhealthy degree. So yeah, like I can totally deal with that kind of pain.
The mental fortitude to be able to just tough it out in training, I think you and I would be able to do because we both come from football backgrounds.
Well, we're also both just dumb, and we don't know that pain is a thing that you're not supposed to enjoy. And I'm just sitting there going, I can do it, coach. Chad, your arms are where your legs are, and your legs are in your ears, and I don't know where your back is. Your entire back is missing, and you're making it sound like the Predator. Just sit down. I can do it, coach.
Yeah, that's me and you just being like, yeah, we can do it during two-a-days where we're like, oh, we can do it. We can do it. No, I can keep going. I can keep going. It's like, dude, your legs have eroded. You like literally, you've just like an eraser. You have just slowly but surely, you are now walking on nubs. No, I can keep going. I'm fine.
So I'm a little under 5'6". Fun factoid. When I was playing football, I was 6'4". I got hit in the neck and head so many times, I shrunk.
Yes.
I started off as a wide receiver, and I ended up having to be the placeholder for the punter.
Yeah, I used to be 7'4", but I took one pile driver from Terry Funk, and then that was it.
I used to be 8'2". I dunked once, and then my knees went into my spine, and I just shrank 3 feet.
Yeah, my yeah,
I accordioned, and I never came back up.
I used to be 9 foot tall, and I took one step on a trampoline, and my spine exploded.
I used to be 10.5 feet tall, but then Godzilla thought I was a partner, and I was like, nope. So I had some reductive surgery.
However tall I would be if you stacked Shaq on top of Yao Ming, I was that tall, and then I just, I don't know what happened. I think I was so tall, my spine just snapped like a stick.
You were 15 feet tall, and then you tripped, and then you fell, and then you came out, a black dude came out, and a Chinese dude came out, and that's how Alex Swisher, Shaquille O'Neal, and Yao Ming were born.
My trench coat fell off.
Super giant tall black doctor.
Giant black doctor.
He's the most giant doctor.
So, all right.
So, where
did we leave off?
They train. She gets back into shape, and she's looking good. So they're like, we're gonna go and do this one regional tournament. They're like, yeah, and they're like, and then Blondie, Vanessa Ledges, you're going, and they're like, hey, what? And they're like, yeah, we think they're the foremost ready. And then Haley goes, we should do an in-house competition. And he's like, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Let's do an in-house competition. And then we had this really cool kaleidoscope kind of mashup montage. It was really cool. Like, this movie, script-wise, The dialogue is significantly better than Blue Crush. The plot is on par with how stupid Blue Crush was.
Very goofy.
But the one thing it does as well as Blue Crush, and that Blue Crush did as well as this, the cinematography for the event scenes were amazing. Different in scope and style. Like, Blue Crush was about getting in the wave and we're actually recording inside of it and having to wait for it to form and all. So it's very difficult to get those shots. You know, anyone who's been a photographer having that debate with the artist knows that, like, you can draw whatever the fuck you want. I gotta wait for that shit to happen. And if I fuck up, I gotta wait for it to happen again. So this was equally as impressive, just in a different style, because they overlaid a lot of the action on top of each other, and it was really cool, and it was like a kaleidoscope effect. It was super fucking cool. But at the end of it, they're like, so here's who's going. It's going to be Mina Hoy, it's going to be Wei Wei, it's going to be Haley, and it's going to be some chick. And Vanessa's, Joanne's going to be the alternate. And like the scene after that's like the best fucking thing ever. And I laughed
I laughed so hard.
I laughed harder than I should have. So it's the chick that's going, the no-name fourth member of the team, Joanne and Haley, and they're all working on the uneven. Is it the uneven bar? What is it? What is that fucking?
No, they're balance beam.
Balance beam. Thank you. They're on the balance beam, and Joanne's bitching, and Jeff Bridges' character Burt Vickerman goes, Joanne, give Haley your team unitard. Leotard. Whatever. What's the difference? I honestly don't know.
I think it's the same thing, but they just kept saying leotard, so.
Give her your team, leotard. She's going to need it. And then the fourth girl just kerplunks onto the balance beam and drops to the ground, clutching her thigh.
Dude, she, like, pro wrestling style, crotch yourself on the top ropes. Like, she goes to hit this flip, and just her crotch just nails this balance beam. Full speed, no stop.
Yep. So she drops to the ground. We'll call her Beth for the sake of the scene.
Dude,
he goes from saying, Joanne, you need to give Haley, and then quote unquote Beth hits the bar, falls down, and then Bert just goes, and he's not even looking. His back is to her. He just hears it. So he goes, Beth, give Haley your team leotard, and walks away. And Joanne, he goes, Joanne, you're in. And Joanne starts celebrating. And Bert walks away, and Joanne walks away. And Haley's looking at Beth, and like no one's helping this girl.
Nobody's helping this girl. And then finally, Mina and Wei Wei go over to tend to her.
I think one of the East European coaches also like started to come over as well. I think.
Oh yeah, that's.
But like it was like right when the scene cut.
Bert has 2 nameless Eastern European coaches, one male and one female.
Yes, and they are madly in love with each other, but only when they're drunk.
But only when they're drunk, yes. Oh my god,
that scene was just so great. Thunk, Beth, give Haley your team leotard, and it just walks away. Doesn't even give.
Hold on a second. Fuck. I'm looking at the cast on Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
Andrea Bendewald as Madison's mom. Who the fuck is Madison?
Who the fuck is Andrea Bendewald?
I don't know. She played somebody's mom. But
was Madison the girl that fucking tanked? Oh, okay. No, Madison wasn't in the movie. Remember when he's doing his spiel to like all the moms, like to get him to sign? Well, she was like the first prominent one. Like, he walks in and goes, Madison's a great prospect, but we want her in her full-time. That's 20 hours a week. Yep, she's 6. Remember that woman?
Okay.
Yeah, Madison wasn't in the movie.
How did she get billing?
She's actually, I recognize the fuck out of her. She's been in some things. She was in a movie with Dane Cook. So not good things.
She was in a Dane Cook movie?
Yeah. She was also in, if I remember, an episode of Brotherly Love. Let me see. Yep, she was Phoebe.
She was in an episode of that 70s show.
She was in Suddenly Susan. She was in 2.5 Men. She was in Last Man Standing. She was in Legit. I think she was in an episode of Last Man Standing. She played one of the lesbians. There was an episode like in the early seasons where the wife meets a lesbian friend, and they start to get along, and they invite him over for dinner. And it turns out that Tim Allen's character and this chick have like everything in common. They become buddies, but Tim treats her like a dude, which you can't do with a chick. And he hurts her feelings, but then they make amends at the end of the episode because it's a fucking sitcom, so of course they do. So yeah, she's quite. She's not like famous, but like you've seen something she's been in.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, pretty much right after that is they go into the Invitational. But before we get to that, we have to talk about the writing for this movie.
The writing for Vanessa Lynges specifically.
Oh my God. So when I introduced myself as Pariah Carey, she refers to Haley when she first arrives at VGA as Pariah Carey, which is a fucking fantastic line. There's a scene where Haley is going off about how she hates the judges and how like everybody has a nasty attitude and perfection and all this. And she mentioned something about a nasty attitude, and like under her breath, Joanne just says, "Well, they don't call it gymnastics."
So here's the falling quote, because I think you'll appreciate it. If you like falling, gymnastics is for you. You get to fall on your face, your ass, your knees, your back, and your pride. Good thing I didn't like falling. I loved it.
Jesus.
This is like some really great stuff.
I gotta find all of her
Joanne.
Her lines. I'm going to the eye.
You can't do this. You have a cardio vasectomy. I'll have a cardio vasectomy. Think about your weenus.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Mina to Joanne. Who died and made you Nadia?
Oh yeah.
The best line was by Poot, and it would never fly anymore. Joanne finally finds a boy, because apparently being attractive, athletic, and super talented makes you shy as fuck, apparently. So these girls can't fucking get any boys to notice them, and I don't know how that's even possible. But Joanne falls for one of Haley's friends, Poot. And so she's like, you're going to take me to your prom. So she tells him, call me. And Poot responds with, stalk you. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You can't say that shit. But apparently you can in 2005. Oh, the best line. Okay, no, this was legitimately the best line. And this is what made this such a peak girls movie, I think, in 2005. So like they see like these 6'8" dudes just come out of this random ass gymnasium.
Oh, they're all basketball players.
Yeah. And they hop into this fucking convertible that's randomly in the middle of the street, but there's only one girl in it. I don't know, man. And the one girl goes, what do they have that we don't? And then somebody replies, lives, and somebody goes free times, and Haley just looks at him and goes, boobs, and walks away.
And all the girls look down. Oh my God. I love this line. Made me so upset, but Vic, can we retire the old long sleeve competition, Leos? And Joanne flexes. I have a constitutional right to bear arms. Oh my God.
She's got some nice arms, not gonna lie.
Oh my God. Let's see here. Look for more.
The tagline is even better. Nasty. It's the keyword in gymnastics without the Y.
Oh yeah, we talked about this too. They just get their spots handed to them. What about the rest of us? I don't like what you're instimulating, Haley. Fucking Joanne. Joanne says, I have totally earned my spot. And she says, I'm practically a Dalmatian. And Haley says, Dalmatian are born with spots. They don't earn them, which is exactly my point. Joanne says, dogs are people too, Haley.
Nice point, Joanne.
Very nice, Joanne. Touche.
I love you. So here's the one that made me just laugh my ass off again. So Haley's back, and it was after I think it was after her meltdown. I think. So Bert's working with Joanne and the rest of the girls, and Haley comes in, and they're bickering, and Bert tells Joanne to go do your independent study, and Joanne goes, "What about her? Doesn't she have to homeschool?" And she picks up her phone and goes, "Mina, right?" And Mina pretends to answer the phone. She's like, "Yeah." And Joanne screams, "Mina, put down the phone." And Haley tells Mina, "Mina, tell the foxy moron." Love it. that I got my GED when I was 15. So Mina turns to Joanne and goes, "Joanne, Haley got her GED when she was 15. Joanne, walking away, goes, "What's with all the closed captioning? I'm not mute." And then she turns to Haley and goes, "A GED? What does drunk driving have to do with school?"
Oh my god.
Fucking love this.
Oh my god.
So the backstory of Haley is that she left Worlds abruptly right before the end of the set, and because she left, she got disqualified, which means she didn't earn any points, despite the fact it was like implied that they were running away with the invitation, and like they were locks to win, and like if she just screwed up while performing, they still would have had enough points to win. So
yes, and it ended up costing the entire team a chance to place at all.
Right. So it kind of shook out where two of the members, Haley and another girl who is named Nadia Lukin, Natasha. No, that's someone else.
Nadia Lukin.
Tricia Skilkin.
Tricia Skilkin was her teammate.
Yeah. Tricia Skilkin and Haley were juniors, and the other two were seniors. So it was viewed as like this really, awful thing that they did. And when they go to the Invitational, the two seniors who have left the team are there supporting Tricia Skilkin. And they're all super fucking pissed at Haley. And one of the ex-teammates walks up to her and goes, "This is for Worlds," and chucks a fucking soda pop in her face. And she's like, "Really?" And she's just super fucking heated. And then, of course, their fucking goon squad dudes show up. And they're like, "Oh, man, no one hates Haley more than us. Yeah, get out of the way, posers." And I'm just like, you guys are the worst part of this movie.
They are the worst part of this movie, 100%.
Oh, they're not good at all. And like, there's a scene in the beginning where like Poot tries to like mac on Haley, and like she drives away with that chick in the beginning of the movie, and Poot's like, "Man, I think she loves me," or something like that. And she's like, "No," and then the buddy goes, "No, man, she was totally flirting with me." And this was a great line. Poot's like, "Why do you got to take and bite my moments? How'd my moment taste?" And I was like, that's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good.
For 2006.
No, that's pretty good even now. I'm going to use that. Next time you take one of my bits, I'm going to be like, "How's my bit taste? Was it good? Did you enjoy it?" Because of this movie. So thank you.
All right. So she buys a new leotard, and then she goes back, and I think like her mom shows up at this point.
Her mom's there. Joanne's mom is there, and Haley tells her teammates, "Just fucking gun it. Don't even worry about it. Fuck the judges. Fuck this. Fuck that." And the girls can't fucking deal with their fucking Super Saiyan stunts, if you will, and they're biffing hard on all their routines because they're listening to Haley. And Joanne's getting in their heads like, Haley's getting you to do all these big moves because she wants you to fail so she can win the prize money. And then they're like, "Oh, she's so mean." It goes nowhere. That's the end of it. The girls like apologize to her like 10 minutes later in the movie. It's not a big deal. But
yeah, that's
they do their thing, and it's the big kind of ultimate moment of the tournament was when Haley ran into her mom, and her mom's like, "You should go back to what's his face, Chris DeFrank.
Yep.
Go back to Chris DeFrank stuff. And your father had to pay Vickerman like a whole bunch of fucking money to get you in there because no one else would take you.
Because nobody else wanted you. Yeah.
And like it was kind of like, all right, like that makes sense. Even she goes like, "Yeah, you gotta pay. Like everyone has to pay." But then she gets like really upset with Frank, and she's like, "I can't believe my dad had to buy you off." And I'm just kind of like he doesn't know you. Like he didn't know you when this movie started. Of course he had to buy him off. He didn't know who the fuck you were. He didn't have any emotional attachment to you. Like it was such an overblown moment, but it did reveal why she left gymnastics in the first place.
So she's she's in the middle of her balance beam routine, and she's gonna walk out again in a repeat of the World Championships. So she goes to leave,
Real quick,
and then
that scene broke my heart because like she's doing like this awesome fucking leg spread handstand one hand bullshit, and then she comes down into some type of like movement or mount or whatever you want to fucking call it to reposition herself, and her face is just red and her eyes are swollen and her cheeks are just she can't not cry because she thinks everyone hates her, and it's so good. I mean, like she nailed that scene.
She just had a full fucking large soda thrown all over her. She thinks her teammates hate her. She thinks her coach fucking hates her and is just putting up with her. She thinks that her parents hate her. You know, like she literally feels like there's no one on her side.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes to walk out, and Vickerman is like, "Don't do it. Don't make this be like Worlds." And she's like, "You don't understand what happened." And and she basically explains that she found out that the only reason that Krista Frank was still training her was because her mom was sleeping with him.
No, not to correct you, but she was really good. The reason why she stopped training was because her mom started sleeping with Krista Frank while still married to her dad. That was the issue.
It was an affair, yes. So basically, she tells her that, and Jeff Bridges, fucking phenomenal. The way that he reacts to this, like, you normally expect it to be like, oh my god, I didn't know, but like the way it hits him, the way that he takes the news is the way that like you would expect a normal person to take it, where he just doesn't know what to say at first.
Mm-hmm.
Like his jaw kind of like hits the floor, and he's just standing there like wide-eyed and his mouth agape, and he's just like, he just goes, "Oh, Haley."
He maybe says like 400 words in this movie. 200 of the words are
yeah.
And most of them came in this scene.
He said, "Haley, when did you find out?" And she's like
the night before,
during.
No, it was like the night before, because Worlds was 2 days, because like that's like the thing in gymnastics. So it was like the night before the team stuff, I think. Because it was on the 4th floor, like she'd said, and it was like right before, like she was set to do like the team stuff. I don't know if it was like the night before or the day before, but it was like heading into like the final few events.
So she leaves. She storms out. She pretty much says that she wants nothing to do with gymnastics ever again, because it's the reason that her whole life got torn apart.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes back to the judge, who sentenced her to the gymnastics academy, and she tells her that she's dropping out and that she either wants to be sent to juvie or to the military academy. And the judge is like, "Well, there's really no need for me to do that, because somebody has paid off all your debt for the property damages, and that she's not under any legal trouble anymore." And it's pretty much like, it's very obvious who did it. Like the judge even kind of like, kind of points to her. And is like, "Yeah, it was Vickerman." And the judge, what does the judge say? "Haley, just remember, having jerks for parents doesn't need to ruin your life."
Yeah, it was something like that. It was like, you don't always know who had jerks for parents or something. Because like the implication was that the judge also had jerks for parents, and she understands Haley, in her situation. Like that was the point of emphasis. It was like, I understand because I have jerks for parents too.
Right. Let me see if I can find the exact.
Good luck, because it wasn't that good of a line. A lot of these quote sites don't really have a lot of the substance for this movie.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm trying to find it here on. Oh, here it is. I found it. She said, "Haley, there are a lot of great people who have jerks for parents. We got to stick together."
There it is.
And it gives her a wink. So yeah, Haley then goes back to VGA and goes back to Vickerman, and it's like, "Why'd you do it?" Or like basically asks her that, like basically tries to get him to confess, and he does. He says, he used the money that her father paid for her gymnastics training. And then basically Vickerman is like, "You should stay with us, and you can so that you can continue training so we can go to nationals.
I think, wasn't this also like right before the moment where they're talking about going to whatever, like, because it's not nationals or world, like whatever the next one is that they're going to. It's kind of implied that Joanne hasn't improved as much as they thought she would have throughout her career. And she's going to go to college, but she's not going to go to the Olympics. And her mom's like, no, we're going to go to Krista Frank. And Jeff Bridges goes, you're welcome to stay here and train as long as you want or something like that. Like, it was like a really profound moment. I really dug that.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
the reason why she stayed, though, she goes, I'll stay on one condition. Because Bert, you see, is a former gymnast. And he tells her that he did something. I don't remember the move. But he ended up breaking his back. And then when he got back on the tramp to work out, and he's like, it just didn't feel right. And we've all been there. So she's like, I'll join you if you do some kind of layout. Yeah. Which is really just like a layout. It's really just like a little flip, and then you land on your back. So he's like, all right. So he jumps on the trampoline. He's 52 years old. And something happens, and he goes flying into all the equipment.
So he does the layout, and he's good. And they're like, all right, awesome, cool. And he goes, how about a full? And he goes to do a full, and the way he lands, it just launches him off the trampoline.
See, I must have watched, because like I watched a pulled version from Showtime. The version I watched, and now I remember seeing the exact one that you just described. The version I watched, he just fucking he did half of the one of the first time when flying. The movie was edited for time constraints.
Okay.
But I completely remember it. I
watched it on Amazon Prime. I watched it on Amazon Prime, and this movie was an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, mine was a hard 90 minutes.
Yeah, so like there was a little. I think I had just a little bit extra because there was so he gets put into the ambulance. He's got, I think, like a broken arm, and so instead of going to train, they instead decide that they're going to go to the mall with Frank and Poot.
Oh God. I hate those two so much.
So they all go out, and this is like where they had like their little. They all go on this huge shopping. Like they can't buy anything because none of them have any money, but they all just like hang out in this mall, and
there was a real cool scene where the girls are doing handsprings in prom dresses, and like the skirts are coming up, and it's like kind of like almost like a rolling waterfall of sorts of like fucking frills and shit. I thought it was really cool. Like visually, I was like, that's really cool to look at because you don't really see them. So it kind of looks like prom dress tumbleweeds. I thought it was a cool image. And then
it was really cool.
Then at one point, because like Joanne convinces Poot to take her to the prom, so she goes to buy a prom dress, and she's like, sorry about all them. And then the prom dress shop operator goes, oh, no, it's fine. It's totally whimsical. Can't even be fucking bothered. He can't even be fucking bothered. He's so mad. It's great. I love that fucking scene. Oh, it's so good. So then after that, it was when the whole mom thing with Joanne happened. And then it was just, I guess, straight on to Worlds or Nationals, whatever the fuck it is.
So they go back. There's then after the mall scene is when they have the scene where Bert tells them like, you're probably not gonna make it to the Olympics.
Right. That's what I meant by the mom scene.
Yeah, because the mom she walks in, and I remember this exactly because they like set up everything for her to go to prom, and she runs in, and Joanne's so happy. She's like, I'm gonna go to prom. I'm going to prom. And her mom's like, you're not going to prom. Like, you're going to the Olympics. You don't have time for prom. You don't have time for anything besides training for the Olympics. And then that's what sets everything up for him to be like, you can stay here and train as long as you want. And that kind of, the team sticking together. And then literally right after that goes on to the national championships.
Do you know who she is? The Phyllis Karras, the mama Joanne?
No.
Her name's Julie Warner.
Mm-hmm.
And she's in a movie that I thought you would totally recognize her from. She's the love interest in Tommy Boy.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm. Yup, you're blown away. I know.
Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck to say to that.
Yep. She was so sweet and innocent and she was quirky and had her own little filing system that didn't make any sense to anyone. But then in this movie, she's, fucking mega bitch of Ultimus Prime bitch of Cyber Bitchtron. She's a Deceptive bitch.
Whew. So, and now we get on to like the penultimate moment of the movie. They go to the Neutrogena National Championships,
sponsored by Yahoo.
So the four who qualify for nationals are Mina, Wei Wei, Joanne, and Haley. I like. There's a bunch of shit that just happens here, and
it's a 2-day. Yeah, it's a 2-day event, and the first day basically is them getting washed by everyone else.
Yeah.
They're getting dunked on hard.
Yeah. It says that the biased judging leaves Haley far back in the all-around standings, but it does not keep her out of the event finals because Haley is just going all out trying to do the most innovative and amazing tricks that she can do, but the judges don't want to see that. They want to see traditional, safe tricks just performed absolutely perfectly.
So think about this. The judges want the health of the children to come first.
Yeah.
And they're the bad guys.
Well, I mean, so yeah, for the purpose of the movie, they're the bad guys. But like, I don't. For some of the reasons that the judges are kind of dickheads, like I get it. Like the things that the girls have no control over, like if they're flying and like Bert has this moment. So it's during the first event final vault. Mina executes an extremely difficult maneuver, literally perfectly, like perfect rotation, sticks the landing, everything is great, but she gets a 9.5 out of 10. And Vickerman goes over, he says, like, why did she get penalized? Why did you dock her 0.5? Because it was a technicality of showing a bra strap.
So
and
you're right. There's either there's a clerical error or there's a contextual error, because then he starts yelling at the crowd saying they took off 0.1. So I'm not.
There must have been a contextual error, or
right?
Because
so
she scored a 9.5.
No. Exactly, but he's saying that they took off 0.1 because of the bra strap, not that they took off 0.5. So like, there's something there that is lost in translation, and I was like, wait, what? Yeah. So it wasn't a perfect, and they only took off 0.1. Why are we bitching about 0.1? So the whole thing for me, like the whole like bra strap, coming out of your uniform, that's actually rules in football, in basketball, in baseball. Hockey's more or less just you need to do it because otherwise you're gonna get pucked, which is not as much fun as it sounds. So like I don't have an issue with this. Like I'm sitting here looking like if you are out of uniform in any other sport, you will be penalized. So like I get it. I'm kind of on the judge's side. They were kind of lambasted on this one.
I understand, like I get it, but at the same time, it's like she technically wasn't even out of uniform.
Well, in the realm of gymnasticery judging, she was, because they even say like if it shows the whole point is that you're supposed to like make sure it doesn't, which is why they do the whole stick 'em. Well, they don't call it stick 'em. What do they call it? Hard skin?
I guess, yeah. I think it's hard skin or something like that.
You could have hard skinned that up.
Yeah, here's the thing. If that's such a big problem, just wear leotards with a higher neckline.
Again, like you and I agree. Like, duh. But like this entire third act falls apart because it's so dumb.
Right. Like that would. Why would the judges not just enforce that so they don't ever have to fucking dock someone for that stupid rule?
It's
like, why
so
wouldn't the judges just be like, you have to wear it, your neckline has to be in like up to the neck.
It's got to be a fucking collar, otherwise don't even show up.
Yeah.
So can I do this part?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. I'm not gonna stop you.
It's so dumb. So she still has a really good score.
Yeah, 9.5.
And their kind of screw you to the man moment is rigging a competition worth thousands of dollars that has potential Olympic and or Division I qualifying aspirations. These bitches would go to jail. They would not be heroes because they are literally costing people opportunities and money. And even at a certain point, one of the judges goes, could you tell us who's going to compete? Because there are people who would actually like to. So all of this, you guys like faulting out and scratching is really just hurting the competition. And they're not wrong. So they literally go around picking which girl will win. They do eeny, meeny, miny, you, and they decide who's going to win. There's no competition anymore. They have decided to rig the game. They cheat blatantly. How can they be the heroes of this fucking story? Like, they banned one of the greatest fucking baseball players of all time in Shoeless Joe Jackson for doing less in one game than these girls did for an entire day. Mind-boggling how this was the climax. And when I first watched it, I didn't really get it. Like, I was just like, oh, yeah, pretty girls doing pretty things. Like, yeah, I was 19. Like, get off my back. At 33, I'm like, wow, these girls were fucking terrible people. They all deserve to lose.
I feel like if you're a judge for any sport, you're also a terrible person, so... Like...
You just hated them.
I'm not siding with them. I'm not siding with them at all. I'm saying that everybody here sucks.
Well, it is a athletic beauty pageant, so like, duh.
I mean, it's just like, for the most part, a lot of people who are judges for things just either never did what they're judging, or did it so long ago that everything has changed. Like, I get it. When it comes to something like gymnastics and you want them to stick to the routine and like the safe routines, and you want them to just go out and do everything perfectly, then if you were a gymnast, you should be able to perfectly judge them on the things that you know. But when they're doing tricks and vaults and things that are way outside of your comprehension because you just didn't do them back when you were a gymnast and it just wasn't possible for you, then you kind of get into a gray area of like, well, they try to judge it as best as they can, but they can't because their expertise has been outreached.
And to be fair, we don't even know if that applies in this situation.
Yeah.
And to be fair again, I have seen ESPY awards where they like talk about and show the floor dancing or whatever the fuck they call it. The one that Haley did at the end. And that shit's like always wild and insane, and they do shit that Haley couldn't even possibly fucking think of, and I'm just like, I don't think this movie is wholly accurate. I think this was a person who has an axe to grind with gymnastics, as opposed to a movie about gymnastics.
You think Stick It wasn't accurate? What?
I know.
How dare you make such an assumption?
I know when we talk about the most accurate movies of all time, we think of like Schindler's List, Garfield, and Stick It, right? You like the Garfield one, didn't you?
What a trio of movies.
So there is one really good scene. Well, there's two.
Garfield caught me off guard.
Yeah, that was the intention. So there was two really good scenes. One, the Way Beam dance was great.
Yes.
Not even for her dancing. I really love the soundtrack for this movie. This movie's soundtrack is peak.
Really good.
It's peak. And like she had this song. I don't even know what it is, but it was so much fun.
It was, let me see here. It's got to be on this. It's got to be here somewhere. It's really not on the soundtrack list.
It was Come Baby Come by K7. It's right there.
No,
it's
it was like 13. It was called like Bata. It was called like Swing Bata or something like that.
Right. But the song's called Come Baby Come.
Oh, okay.
And it says from his debut album Swing Bata Swing.
That's okay, that's what it was. Yeah, okay.
Great fucking song. And they had at one point Haley had a Black Flag t-shirt on, and I laughed. I laughed so hard.
Yeah. She's like, her outfits consist of wearing like Black Flag, the Ramones, like.
They also had a Blink-182 song, Anthem Part 2, which was really good.
Yeah. They it was a mix of a lot of like early to mid 2000s like alt rock and like and punk, and then also like like weird mixes of like a little bit of classic hip hop and then like early to mid 2000s hip hop.
It was like hip hop meets like dance tech. Because like everything was like like most things either was upbeat and poppy or had like some dance infusion to it.
Yeah, because like the beginning, the movie opens up with "Jump on It" by the Sugar Hill Gang, but it's not.
It's not it's not the actual song. It's like the non-lyrical version.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun.
So the Way Beam was great. And then Haley's about to go, and she's doing like this monologue. I just want someone to say they're proud of me. And then Bert goes, Haley, I'm proud of you. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. I liked it so over the top.
It literally, she's doing this like over, like Haley is, Missy Peregrine is narrating the whole movie as Haley.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like supposed to be like her inner monologue, and she's doing this whole thing where she's right before she goes to do her floor routine. She's like,
I just want someone to tell me what we're doing isn't stupid.
Yeah, and that they're proud of me. And then literally you have the moment where Bert comes up and he goes, no matter what happens, I just want you to know I'm proud of you.
But she does, like, she knows what's about to happen, so he's like, I just want you to know. And she's like, no.
Yeah, she says no.
And she backs up.
Back away. Yeah. It was really, really well done. Also, the thing that we forgot to mention is like, yeah, they're choosing to rig this whole competition, but the only person not going along with it is that bitch, Trisha Skilkin.
See, I see her as the hero of the movie. She's standing up for actual competition.
Yeah, I mean,
she won. She won the night before or the day before, so she doesn't actually have to compete in any of this shit. So she's like, whatever. Like, you nerds can do all these individuals. I've won the grand game. You guys are competing for lordships. I'm fucking Queen Poobah. So
yeah, she does compete on the balance beam with Wei Wei. She gets gold. Wei Wei ends up getting silver because literally no one else competes. Mm-hmm. I cut you off, didn't I?
No, you're good. Keep going.
Okay. So then it goes to the final competition, the final event, the floor routine. Haley goes up first, and she just goes out and she just fucking guns it and does her best and has a great performance. And then everybody's like, what's going to happen next? Trisha Skilkin is going to walk up. She walks up and she shows her bra strap.
And it's skin toned. And I'm just sitting there going, why?
And it's just, she ends up joining the movement and scratches in the last event as well.
You know that Trisha Skilkin in 2020 is yelling at her children for eating unhealthy rice cakes. You know she is.
I love this last line on Wikipedia here because it's so just cliched. What started out as a gymnastics competition turns into a small revolution for the rules and Haley. Her talents are recognized once more, and her future seems to be set with numerous colleges offering her athletic scholarships to compete in NCAA gymnastics.
So there's literally a line that makes me hate this entire ending. She says, she was talking to the reporters, I think, and she goes, and I'm paraphrasing, yeah, I think it's just time that we pick who wins. And I'm just sitting there like, how are you the heroes for cheating? Hey, LeBron, I think it's time for Luka to win. Everyone agree? All right, the Mavericks are winning the NBA title. We've agreed. Oh, my God. Still better than Blue Crush, though.
I mean, at this point, if anybody deserves to win an NBA title, it's the Seattle Supersonics.
No, they're good.
Come on, man. Don't you love Detlef Schrempf?
Yeah, I did when he was with the Pacers. So, I would say that this movie is the female equivalent of the 2003 movie Grind. You ever see that one?
No.
Oh, boy. Basically, it's about four friends who decide that they're going to go follow the fictional version of Tony Hawk, and they're going to try to get him to notice them. And then in their minds, they'll sign them all to skate deals. It's literally the male version of that movie. Only this movie came out 3 years earlier. But it's like the same thing beat for beat. Forced in romance, nonsensical bullshit, nothing makes sense. This isn't how the world works. It's awful but amazing at the same time. Plus Mike Vogels and Adam Brody are in it. And Adam Brody basically just plays the same character he played in the OC.
Fucking Adam Brody.
He has one character. One. Also, do you remember the scene in Super Troopers where the 3 kids get pulled over by the cops and then they get thrown in the back of the car and they're like, Snosberries tastes like Snosberries. Like, remember that scene?
Yeah, was Adam Brody one of them?
No. There was a blonde dude with like comb back hair who was like kind of pretty handsome, if that makes any sense. His name's Joey Kern, and he was in this movie as well. So he had a little bit part in Super Troopers. I haven't seen the sequel. Have you seen the sequel?
The Super Troopers? No.
Yeah. I think I got to get around to watching it eventually.
I probably should get around to watching that too.
So overall, thoughts on Stick It?
If you're looking for like a fun movie to just watch, like it's definitely fun. Like it's goofy. It has pretty funny dialogue in it. Like the writing is pretty well done. It like conceptually, it makes no fucking sense. It would never fly in the real world. But so like, duh. Yeah. What about you?
I think overall it works because it's about female empowerment and taking back the power and roar at the man.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Nope.
But you hit all the notes you were going for, so kudos.
Yeah, if you're looking for like a fun female empowerment movie, like this is it.
So contrite with so many goddamn cliches, like the girl can do this stuff moment, the punky gymnast but doesn't conform to the rules and has a Black Flag T-shirt. Like, all right, we get it.
Also, her room at the beginning of the movie, like no teenager's room ever looked like that.
She's got like a bunch of photos and magazine covers of herself, but they're all like devil mustaches and goatees, and they're all across the wall, and it looks like it looks like Princess meets punk rock, and it makes no goddamn sense.
Also, on the inside of her room, there's just graffiti on everything.
Yup.
On her dresser, on her walls, on her fucking wardrobe. Like, I understand why her dad was fucking fed up with her. It's like look at this room.
Fucking trashing my house. What the fuck you doing?
You can't even respect your own personal space. How can I expect you to respect anybody else around you?
We were telling you, like the heroes of this movie aren't the fucking heroes of the fucking movie.
Nope. So yeah, that was Stick It, and that was this episode of the Schmear on the Shore.
Next week we will not be watching a movie where the villains win.
No. Have we decided what we're watching next week?
What were the other two? Like we're doing Love on the Shore.
Love at the Shore, and then
I'm never gonna get that title right.
Yeah, you said you were gonna watch a movie, and I was gonna watch a movie, and we would figure out which one we were gonna watch for next week. And I didn't. I ended up not watching it. I was gonna watch My Summer of Love.
Right.
I forgot to watch it.
I thought mine was Stick It, so like I'm really confused now.
No, we said we were watching Stick It no matter what, and then you said you were gonna watch something else.
Oh, that's right. We pulled out 2 random ass fucking movies. Oh, I remember mine because mine had
Psycho Beach Party.
Yeah. I saw the trailer. I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, we're gonna do that because it looks fucking insane.
Okay. All right, we'll watch Psycho Beach Party then.
It looks fucking madness.
So next week we're going to be watching Psycho Beach Party, and then the week after that we're going to wrap up the Schmear on the Shore series for this summer with Love at the Shore, and then the week after that, or 2 weeks after that, depending on if we need to take a break, we will be starting Community for our back to school series. I get all that right?
Yes. I'm just thinking of names for the show.
For the community show?
That's racist.
That's racist.
It's in your blood. That's racist. It's in your soul. That's racist. It's oh fuck, what was it? It's in your body. That's racist. That's in your soul. That's racist. It's in your blood. That's gay. That's homophobic. That's black. That's racist.
Yeah, that's what it was. It's in your blood. That's gay. That's homophobic. That's black. That's racist.
You're wrinkling my brain.
I want you to understand something. The one thing I've definitely taken away from Community just from watching it, the only thing that really sticks in my brain, I memorized the entire Spanish rap.
So I love that. The best line from the show, in my opinion, isn't even funny, but it's goddamn great life advice. We're going to do this before we leave. So they're doing the whole season 1. They do the whole short. What the fuck are those called? Semesters. It's like a 6 week, 6 day. It's like a week class, right? Like an independent study, and they're doing a boating thing. And Pierce is part of the boating thing. He's like, I've owned a yacht, so I'm gonna be really good at this. And he fucking falls overboard. And he's like, nope, you fail. So Pierce then builds a little fucking wheeled canoe. And Jeff's having issues with his short class, which is billiards. And he's like, they're having a heart-to-heart. And then, Pierce just fucking paddles off in this fucking canoe, right? And then Jeff kind of shouts after him, good luck. And Pierce shouts back, don't need it. Never had it. And I'm just like, that is a good line.
Don't need it. Never had it.
That is a great fucking line.
Oh, my God.
So, that'll be in September at some point.
Yep.
We're also program announcement. ComicCorp switching gears as well. We're no longer going to be doing reviews of shows and comics and on a week-to-week basis. We're going to be adopting a similar format to this show, only with the specific realms of more animated cartoon comic-y stuff. Not necessarily cartoon, but so we're going to be doing the Legion of Superheroes cartoon in 2 weeks when we come back for the new revamped ComicCorp. It's a way to reduce the workload for that show, and frankly, we're getting tired of covering the doldrums that has become the industry. So you've inspired a movement of your own. You are the Missy Peregrine of this fucking podcast channel thing.
Well, luckily for me, I love falling on my pride.
Don't need it, never had it.
Don't need it, never had it. Give us the rundown.
RealNerdCorp.com, RealNerdCorp.com. We're on Twitter at NerdCorp, and on Instagram at RealNerdCorp. Swish, where are our personals at?
You can find my personals on Twitter. I'm at X2000Gregs. That's X2000GREGS. And I'm on Instagram, 2000Gregs. That is 2000GREGS. Chad, your personals?
Chad NerdCorp on Twitter. I'm the Shakespearean Monkey. ChadNerdCorp, and on Instagram at Chad's Photo Hut. I finally got a new phone, so I will be able to start uploading new photos to my Instagram account eventually. And if you need any of our past podcasts, links, or any of that stuff, just go to the website, RealNerdCorp.com, RealNerdCorp.com. You can find links to all of our podcast streams, services, and all that nonsense over there. So, one-stop shop.
Chad, you got to wrap it up. We're out of time. Chad, you got to wrap it up. We're out of time. Go. We're out of time. We got to go. Thank you all for listening. We got to go.